Reed, as I look at people behind me, it looks like they're pulling a lawnmower. What is this equipment that I see behind me?
Yeah, so this is a ground-penetrating radar device, which is a geophysical tool that is used to look at the composition of the ground underneath. It sends these radio waves into the ground, and they bounce back off of the different soil or rocks or different things in the ground. And then it goes into the device and back up to the computer that they have on their back. And that kind of shows us these squiggly lines, which we can interpret as data.
I see that they are looking at a screen as they walk.
Mm-hmm.
Are they making real-time analysis, or does it have to go back to the computer before they can understand what's going on?
So it's a bit of both. A lot of times when we are looking at the screen, we can see the raw data. And again, that's like these squiggly gray and black and white lines. So it's kind of hard to tell from those temporary results what's going on. But we can kind of make a assumption that, oh, this deep line here is possibly an anomaly. But we can't really tell for sure until we go and process it in the lab. Because in the lab, then we have to add the topo data, so the elevation.
Topo data?
Topo, so yeah, so topo is topographic, and that's the other device that we're using.
And that is where this self-leveling laser comes in. It is called topography, so that's when we're looking at the ground and its formations, and it's little like hills and valleys in the ground.
We call it topo in the trade.
Yeah, topo. And the idea is that self-leveling laser will self-level, where it will shoot a laser around the entire area and be received from this meter stick called just a transmitter or receiver, and we read that to get the exact meter height for that specific spot in the ground.
And I see people walking around with that stick. Is that what they're doing right now?
Yep, so they are collecting each spot every half meter. And because of that, we get a large surface area of data to get the exact elevation of such area.
And then you take that and you use that in conjunction with the ground penetrating radar,
Yes.
the GPR.
Yep, so then we mesh those two together when we're compiling with the data in a computer. And once you get that, you get a large grid with everything elevation and what's inside that elevation.
How does this work in an archaeological site like this, where we're looking at a cemetery?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is we want to be accurate. We want to know exactly what we're looking at and where we're looking at it from. So if there's hills and valleys, we want to know exactly where that formation or anomaly is in the ground, so we're not just saying, oh, it's a flat surface and it's right there. It's actually a little bit different.
This isn't your first rodeo. You've been
No.
coming here since 21, 22?
2022, yeah. I started with Tristan, just wanting to get some experience doing research, just figuring out how to collect data, how to use GPR, and yeah, I've been here ever since.
How will you use this experience as you move forward in your career?
There's a lot of planning and organizing that comes into this. I think a lot of it is just learning how the research process works and being able to know how each specific part has its own job, and being able to work through that and communicate with others is the most important aspect that I'm definitely going to take into the future.
For me, honestly, it's just helping the community makes me feel great. I get to help people learn about their history, about their different things that are in their community that, most people aren't going to know about. And that just is really meaningful, especially, again, like I was saying, helping newbies learn how to do this stuff so that they can help impact the future generations and help them learn that history.
I think there's so much importance in what we're doing here at Potter's Field, because this Potter's Field is just one of many around the world. There are many places where unmarked graves are, and we just don't know anything about them or their families. And I think being able to connect with people that were a part of your family, even in my life, is something that I would not take for granted. I would love to know where my past was from, and I think we do that here at Potter's Field.